Such a nice color on you.
Yes, I know. It's the color of your eyes, sweetie. That's why we match so well.
Think of your energy as if it's expensive, as if it's like a luxury item. Not everyone can afford it. Like, not everyone has invested in you in order to be able to have the capital for you to care about this, right? Because like what you spend your energy on, that's the day.
When Travis Kelce steps into any interview setting, he carries himself with the confidence of a championship-winning tight end who's dominated NFL fields for years. But mention Taylor Swift's name, and everything changes in the most endearing way possible. The transformation is immediate and unmistakable. His entire face brightens, his posture relaxes, and suddenly this accomplished professional athlete becomes someone who can barely contain his excitement about the woman who's captured his heart completely. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And to my returning viewers and subscribers your love, for Taybuzz keeps me going. Did you know over 90% of you watch without subscribing? It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference and helps us keep bringing you great content. The phenomenon first became noticeable during routine sports interviews when journalists began incorporating questions about his relationship. You could observe Travis attempting to maintain a professional composure, but his efforts would crumble the moment he started speaking about Taylor. His voice would take on a softer quality. He'd lean in closer to the interviewer, and his words would flow with genuine enthusiasm. "She's absolutely extraordinary," he would say with complete sincerity. "I keep wondering how I managed to be this fortunate." Here was a veteran player who had stared down the NFL's most intimidating defensive lines, suddenly speaking with the vulnerability and wonder of someone experiencing love for the first time. The real magic unfolds during his podcast appearances with his brother Jason, where the family dynamic creates space for Travis to express himself more freely. Jason possesses that perfect big brother intuition, knowing exactly which questions will get his younger sibling talking enthusiastically. When Jason casually asks about recent experiences or weekend activities, Travis immediately becomes animated, his energy shifting into high gear. He'll describe how Taylor creates music that genuinely impacts people's lives while simultaneously showing up to support his games with unmatched enthusiasm, and he'll express amazement that such a person exists in his world. His gestures become more expressive, his tone more passionate, displaying the same intensity he brings to discussing game-winning plays or career highlights. What makes these interactions so compelling is the authentic vulnerability Travis displays when discussing Taylor. The carefully managed public persona dissolves completely, revealing someone who seems to have discovered something truly special. During television interviews, he'll share intimate details about their daily communication, describing how she checks on his physical well-being after challenging practice sessions despite managing her own demanding international tour schedule. His voice takes on an almost reverent quality as he explains how someone performing for massive audiences every night still finds time to worry about his minor injuries, emphasizing that these small gestures reveal her true character. The podcast episodes have become legendary among fans because they capture Travis in his most unguarded moments. Jason will often simply listen as his brother describes behind-the-scenes experiences, knowing their audience appreciates every detail. Travis will talk about studio visits where Taylor shares works in progress, expressing genuine amazement at her creative process and feeling honored when she seeks his perspective on her artistic choices. He'll explain how she somehow makes him feel knowledgeable about both his sport and her music when they're together, creating a sense of mutual understanding that transcends their different professional worlds. The sports community had never witnessed this level of openness from Travis Kelce before. Known for his on-field confidence and competitive swagger, he would become completely transparent whenever conversations turned to his relationship. During morning show appearances, when asked about attending major concerts, Travis would become visibly moved describing the experience of watching her perform. He would paint vivid pictures of massive crowds singing along to songs she wrote privately, while she gives everything she has to ensure every person feels connected to performance. He would admit to losing himself in the music just like any other fan, singing loudly and probably off-key from whatever VIP area he occupied. These podcast moments became must-watch content as Travis would inevitably redirect football discussions toward Taylor-related topics. He might randomly mention her recent performances, comparing his own physical exhaustion after practice to her stamina during multi-hour concerts in challenging weather conditions. He would describe post-show conversations where she expressed more concern about audience comfort than her own well-being, using these anecdotes to illustrate her selfless nature and genuine care for others. His authentic admiration became internet sensation material as Travis began incorporating relationship lessons into professional sports discussions. During post-game press conferences, still wearing his uniform, he would find ways to connect football strategy with principles he'd learned from observing Taylor's approach to her craft. He would seriously explain how her willingness to take artistic risks influences decision-making during crucial game moments, drawing genuine parallels between creative expression and athletic performance. While reporters might exchange puzzled glances, Travis remained completely earnest about finding life lessons in her professional dedication. One particularly memorable podcast episode featured Travis spending considerable time explaining how observing Taylor's songwriting methodology had enhanced his game preparation techniques. He described how her meticulous attention to emotional detail and moment-by-moment breakdown in her compositions inspired him to apply similar thoroughness to studying game footage, analyzing every route and movement possibility. Despite Jason's bewildered but entertained reactions, the sincerity in Travis's voice made his explanation genuinely touching.
It really shows how much he truly loves her.
Craziest thing that a boy has ever done to get your attention.
Nobody does anything crazy to get my attention. I don't know. I guess there hasn't been anything.
Kind of made
Which is good, so it's like easier. The bar's set really low for anyone who I date in the future to come in and be like a great guy. I'll be like, how, you exist?
Individual names, inquires about his teammates' families, and quietly supports charitable causes without seeking recognition. He would emphasize that while she's famous for her talents, she's truly extraordinary because of her kindness, revealing layers of their relationship that extended far beyond celebrity attraction or public fascination. The podcast became essential listening for fans who couldn't get enough of Travis's unfiltered devotion and admiration. He would proudly share stories about thoughtful gestures, like homemade treats delivered his offensive line teammates, questioning aloud when someone of her stature finds time for such personal touches, while recognizing that these small acts matter most to people. Jason would simply observe his brother's real-time transformation from accomplished NFL superstar to completely smitten partner, witnessing genuine happiness that was impossible to fake or manufacture. As Travis continued expressing his adoration across multiple media platforms and interview settings, it became increasingly clear that this represented something much deeper than temporary infatuation or calculated publicity. This was someone who had discovered a person who inspired him to become better in every aspect of his life, both professionally and personally. His authentic joy became contagious, making everyone around him smile simply because his happiness appeared so pure, genuine, and completely uncontainable. Ready for more heartwarming celebrity stories and exclusive behind-the-scenes content? Subscribe now to stay updated on the authentic moments that reveal the real people behind the headlines, and join our community of fans who appreciate genuine love stories that inspire us all.